Hello, Facebook and YouTube. I just want to welcome you to the Limitless Show. It's a pleasure being again here with you. And my today's guest, she is an Athletics and Fitness Association of America presenter. She's a National Academy of Sports Medicine USA certified personal trainer. She's a nutrition coach, a licensed Zumba expert, the brand ambassador for FitExpo for Eastern India, ambassador for Move to Empower. She's a CPR and AED, which has been certified by the American Heart Association. She's Strong Nations instructor, licensed Nirvana instructor, and anchor, choreographer, and event planner. And the list is even longer, and I'm already kind of panting. So let me bring on, without any further delay, the amazing Natalie Pote. And here she is.
Hi
Hey, Natalie.
everyone. Hi Anshu. That was so you've already sort of taken me up there. Thank you. I just hope I can deliver.
Thank you for joining me here on the show. It's an honor to have you here. Thank you, Natalie. So I always generally do this, it's a limitless show, and I call upon achievers, the people like you who have already been on the path of being that limitless. So the first thing I do here is I introduce you to the audience. So let me just show them a small video snippet of yours. Wow, full on energy. So where do you get so much of energy from?
Okay, the truth be told, my students, my participants, which is why I always make that connect. Because when I sort of see somebody really enjoying themselves and somebody really into it, it gives me that boost. So yeah, and that was
I've seen
sort
you.
of taken from a class. You've seen me. You've
Yes,
actually
yes,
worked out with me, right?
yes. I have been there and I was like totally blown away by all your energy and your moves. You were so inspiring. So,
It's just a
Natalie, I mean,
reflection.
I want you to kind of break the ice by sharing your story with us, because I know you have a story of, being through rough patches and you coming out very courageous, and the way you handled it and letting go. So, why don't you share your story with me and audience?
Okay. First, I love the name of your show, The Limitless Show, and I just love that. And I know we didn't really discuss this, but just now when I saw your logo, I don't know whether you can see that.
Yes. I could just see yes, absolutely fantastic. That's the
For the
infinity
infinity,
symbol, the same one which I use for my show. Yes.
because that's what I believe. So it is the infinity symbol, and it is I believe. Now, people who know me know I am petrified of needles. I'm like petrified of needles. So I've had two babies, and the second time around, I actually lied to my gynecologist about taking tests because I was just so scared. And he said, so when I went back to him and he said, "Did you take your test?" And I said, "Yes." And you said everything was okay. Whereas I actually didn't take my test the second time around. I'm that scared of needles. So when I went to get this done, it was actually on impulse, but it's just that I really felt like I needed to do it. And people closest to me didn't believe I did it because they were like, "Nah, not you. You're petrified of needles." But it was just conviction. It was just something that I really believe in. And I believe and I have faith. And that's the infinity sign. Like, because it's limitless. Our power is limitless. Our lives are limitless. Our energy is limitless. And we kind of go full circle.
Yes.
So been there, done that, and that's what I believe, and that's what I wanted to sort of have on me all the time, kind of like that bhajani, where you need to be reminded of who you are. And this
Yes.
kind of, every time I feel like I'm falling back or I have a weak moment, I mean, we all do. I'm sort
Yes.
of reminded that we will come full circle. So that's what sort of keeps me going.
I'm so excited to know this, that we share this value, so much in common.
I
Really
know.
great. Yes, please continue.
Yeah. So coming back to my story, well, for the longest time, I couldn't come to terms with my story because we're all ostriches sometimes, right? We have our head buried in the sand because we don't want to believe what's going on, and we just like sort of move with it. But now that I'm in a better place, I can look back and say, hey, you were there and you're here now, so good for you. Not going into too much detail, but what I have been through has sort of made me a stronger version of myself. And I sincerely believe that if it doesn't take you, it will make you. So, which is why I kind of work with not just work out. Working out is a way of expressing yourself. Dance, fitness, they're just ways of expressing yourself. Because once that happens, you kind of feel so empowered, so strong. Like, bring it on! I can do anything. And I just wanted to spread that, yeah, to the rest of the world, to the other women out there, so that they know that they're not alone, and there is somebody there. There is somebody. There are a lot of people out there actually who can relate to what they're going through, and they too will come through this stronger.
Wow. Yes, absolutely. Because we all require this courage at a point of time where we need to kind of let go everything that is holding us back, that is holding us back from being the greatest version of ourselves. And we need to really imbibe that courage and come out victorious. So I know you have done that, and I appreciate, you bringing this out. So again, Natalie, I also know that you have been in the corporates. You have been in the corporates, and then you kind of decided to come into Zumba and fitness and nutrition. So how did that shift happen? And was it tough? Was it easy? How was your journey like when you did the shift?
Okay, so my corporate journey was very, it was very robotic. I didn't realize it was just one day going into the other. I was waking up, I was getting to work, I was coming back. It was just kind of like robotic. It wasn't like impassioned, it wasn't me. And then a friend called me randomly and she said, hey, there's this Zumba training happening. Why don't you sort of go and become a licensed teacher? And I was just like, okay, fine, but I already have a job. So I did that part time. I did this training and it was so much fun. It was just so, I had so much fun. So I was like, why not? Let me just take 2 classes a week. So I had my job, my corporate job and stuff like that. And after work, I'd go and I teach these 2 classes. And then one day there was, I went down after my class and I was still in my Zumba wear. So,
Mhm.
like a lay person could sort of identify me. And this gentleman walked up to me and he said, thank you very much. Are you the Zumba instructor here? And I said, yes. And what are you thanking me for? And he said, I've never seen my wife happier. It was
Right.
then that I sort of realized like this is what I am destined to do. Not just Zumba, but sort of be there because it's not like a Zumba, it's not just a Zumba class I teach. People are not really mirroring me. Everyone's just doing what they want to do. Some people even come once a week. You're not really going to get a workout if you come once a week and barely move. But they were there because they needed to be there. They needed that freedom. And all my students were seeing was, okay, so to go back to it, the first place I was taking Zumba was a club. So there were no mirrors. So the only thing the students were seeing was me and my expression. And when I look at them, I was just like, you got this, girl. So everyone in that room kind of felt like a diva. So I knew that they were coming there for that little release, not necessarily for a workout and not necessarily to dance, but just to sort of be there and feel like a queen. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. And then I sort of started taking classes full time. I upgraded because Zumba is just a licensed program, right? So people started asking me questions related to fitness. I wanted to upgrade. I wanted to level up. I became a full time group fitness trainer. From there, I went on to become a personal trainer and now also a nutrition coach and I didn't just do it. Maybe I did do it for me, but I felt like I needed to give my students the best version of me because they deserve that. They trust me so completely. and I want to be able to give that back to them.
Wow. Great to hear that, because anyhow, it's all in alignment with each other. Whatever you're doing is finally to bring out the best in a person,
Absolutely,
physically,
absolutely.
mentally, and everything. And in fact, since you just mentioned that, you're doing that and the students are happy, I would want to kind of share with the audience my story of how I met you. And that was the time, basically, I had been through my rough patch. I had been through the surgery for my spinal
Mhm.
tuberculosis, and I had completely gone down. I mean, that was a patch when I was not able to look at myself in the mirror. I was not able to accept myself. I was not able to withstand, what I had become. I could not relate to myself anymore. I used to feel this is not the Anshu that I know all my life, what I have seen. And that was when, suddenly I got to know about you and that Zumba class and how I came over there, and you were on fire, girl. I mean, you totally set the whole thing on fire. And I never thought I could dance. I couldn't stand for an hour at a stretch, and I danced for more than an hour, about hour and a half. I couldn't believe myself, because that was because of the passion and the energy that you brought in. And then we met and we clicked some photographs, and from that time, we know each other. So it's important for me to share, because you are definitely, you are making that dent in people's lives at some point. Because after that experience, it was easier for me to feel that no, life is not really that bad. Whatever has changed, I can always come up the curve, and I can be myself once again, whatever I have lost. So thank you so much. That was a inspirational experience I had with you.
Well, thank you. I'll tell you why. Quite on, I was recovering from chikungunya actually at that point in time, so I was not the best version of myself physically. But as I said, I draw inspiration from my students, and once again, I think it was Salt House, right? So
Yes.
no mirrors, so I was facing you. So I drew my
Yes.
energy from you.
Right.
So I gave back what I got. And I think
Yes.
I'm pretty much an open book. I'm pretty much an open book. What you see is what you get.
Yes,
And
I
yeah,
felt that, and I could relate to you so much. Actually, there was an instant, a thing which I feel, where I could feel ki, yes, she's the one. I'm able to relate so much with her. Those vibes, you can feel those vibes. So, and
I'm
here
all
we are
about the
talking today.
energy. I'm all about the energy. Of course, yes. You
Yes.
can feel the vibe.
Yes. So now shifting my question to you, being a single mother to two handsome boys. I call them handsome. I know, they're beautiful, two lovely boys you have. So what it is like being a single mother to them, and does it get difficult sometimes with a full-fledged career that you're pursuing, and the household chores, and managing the boys? How tough does it get, handling everything?
Quite honestly, that's very involved with them. But sometimes I find that can be even more of a challenge because when you're completely on your own, at least then you take the decisions as well. So this here the frustrating part is, okay, so I'm cooking and I'm cleaning, and then if they don't get their way with mommy, then it's like, daddy, can we have this? And I'm just like, no, that's not how it works. That's not okay. So that can be a bit of a challenge actually, but it's a journey. And as I said earlier to you, sometimes we don't realize what we are capable of till we are in a situation. So had somebody put this picture of me in front of me like a couple of years ago and said, Natalie, this is what your life is going to be, I would have been like, no way, there's no way I'm going to do that. And there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. But you know what? Our adversities just make us stronger, and then we just take life in its in our stride, and we just move with it. We just move with it. I mean, I am petrified of insects. I'm petrified of insects. Okay, and during Amphan, the drains kind of got blocked, and the kitchen got flooded. I had my hand down a drain, which I never ever thought imaginable, but when you're in that situation, you just have to do it. So yeah.
True, true. I mean, yeah, whatever, as they say, happens in life, it's just to make you a more stronger person and be accepting of whatever you have around you. I always believe that. So,
That's right.
yeah, we just become stronger and more mature and, yeah, more adjustable, flexible, whatever you want to call it. Yes, absolutely. So, now, yeah, please go ahead.
More mature, I think. I mean, it's like it's not that bad, I can do this.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, like take the virus for example. A couple of weeks ago, I was sitting in a church and I was looking around at people sitting in church, socially
Mm,
distanced, wearing
right.
masks, and I was thinking, this is like a really scary sci-fi movie. And had somebody told me that this is what was actually going to happen, I would have probably like just died then. But see how beautifully we've sort of just like moved with it.
Yes.
We moved with it. I mean, I know there was a time when I was like sort of maybe around July, August, I was just sitting and crying and I didn't know why. And I was like, what's gonna happen? What and then I thought to myself, stop thinking. Life goes on.
Yes.
You have these
Yes.
boys, you have so much to be thankful for. You are waking up every morning. Somebody isn't.
Yes.
So just
Yes.
get with it. You have your life, you have your career, you have your boys. There's just so much. So just move with it, count your blessings.
Yes. And that keeps us going, actually.
More than going, I mean, I'm a kind of person who I don't want to just exist. I want to live.
Yes.
You
We
know,
have
for
come
me,
here to live, actually, not exist. But most of us just exist and go away.
I think I did too for the longest time without realizing it. When I said life was robotic, and then I was like, hang on, like, is this what you really want? Are you happy? What are you doing? And that's when realization actually hit. Actually, it was my best friend who was like looking at pictures of me on vacation, and she said, wow, this looks like the old Natalie. And I stopped and I thought about it, and I was like, the old Natalie, what happened to her?
Mm.
Why do I have to be like that when I'm away? Why
Mm.
can't I reconnect with that person? Because that is who I am. And that's when something just clicked and went off in there, and then I just started living again.
Wow. And that's so important, right? I mean, you're blessed. At least you realized. I see people who do not realize it till the end and they just go away. I mean, suffering and not living, just existing. And I feel so sad. I mean, the reason behind me starting this talk show and getting into coaching was this, because I realized there's suffering all around me. Everyone is suffering. As you know, even Sadhguru says rightly, you're married, you're suffering. You're not married, you're suffering. You have a child, you're suffering. You're not having a child, you're suffering. So all of us, we don't know how to live. We are just existing somehow. And that's when, I really was feeling that I need to start this movement where not only am I on the path of being limitless, but I also help people around me start living, start going towards that greatness that they are meant to have in their life. Isn't it
Absolutely.
so important? Yeah.
Absolutely. You always have a choice. When someone says, but, I want to do this, but, and I'm like, hang on, this is your life. You have a choice.
You have a
Sometimes,
choice. Yeah.
yeah, sometimes we're just so stuck because we're used to being a certain way, or we're sort of stuck in our comfort zones. And that is just so, for me, that's like claustrophobic. I felt like somebody was choking me. I couldn't breathe. So now
Yes.
there are good days, there are bad days, but at the end of the day, I'm living life on my terms. So it's a choice I made. So it's a blessing.
Yes.
It's a
Right.
blessing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the word I'd use. When someone says so lucky, I'm like, no, no, boss, luck doesn't happen.
Yes. You
It's not.
choose your luck. You choose your luck, actually speaking.
Yeah,
Things don't happen automatically. Somewhere you have made a choice.
that's right. That's right. Which is
Yes.
not always the brave choice. It's not always the best choice, but it's a choice that you've made and you make the best of it.
Yes. So another thing which I totally believe is, I always say this, that all the diseases and everything that we go through mentally and physically is somehow psychosomatic. 90 to 95% of things that happen to us is because of our mental condition, the thoughts that we keep, the meaning that we attach to all the events. And I somewhere heard you speaking about the same thing, where, I heard you speaking about bundled up emotions which we do not express and we do not accept and we do not let go, and then they manifest in our bodies as diseases. So, would you share, the experiences that you had with all the women, I think, during your meditation events and all?
Yeah, absolutely. It makes so much sense. It's like in layperson's terms. Okay, I'm going to make this as simple so that people watching us can sort of relate to it. Okay, it's like your heart has a little voice. Okay, and this is absolutely why she never asked. That's right. Okay, so it's like your heart has a little voice and it's constantly telling you something. But you're like, especially us women, it's like, no, my child needs his homework done, or my husband needs his food, or my mom needs the house cleaned, or and I'll do it later. So we're not listening when our hearts are speaking to us, and then our brains start telling us in an even louder voice, and we're like, yeah, it's okay, I'll get to it later. So basically we're ignoring these signs, and now it's sort of joined, it's sort of connected. Our hearts and our brains are connected by our neck, our throats, right? And then we're not sort of letting them communicate because we're stopping it. We're stopping it, and that's when we start sort of getting pain. In fact, I've heard a lot of people, me too, saying, I woke up with a stiff neck. Maybe I slept badly. Maybe I did
Right,
sleep badly. But what I noticed was it was mostly because I was stressed, and that sort of led to that strain or strain, which normally would not have happened.
right,
Having said that, so that is pain. That is when pain manifests itself, and it's trying to tell you in an even louder voice, hello, Natalie, wake up. Like, listen to me. And then I'm still not listening.
yes,
And that's when it manifests itself as disease. So when people tell you they discover they have a disease at a very late stage, it's not like disease stage 4 happens to you suddenly. It
yes,
went through stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, but you were just so busy doing other things and taking care of other people's needs that you were not listening to your heart, your mind, your body.
yes,
And that's when disease says, okay, it's trying to get your attention constantly. It's saying to you, I've showed up for you. You didn't eat, you
yes,
starved me, you didn't give me enough nourishment, but I showed
yes,
up for you, and I show up for you every single day.
yes.
Where's my appreciation? You chose your child, you chose your house, you chose your parents, you chose your family, you chose everything else over me.
Over
I am
me,
trying to get
yes,
your attention. I'm trying to get your attention too. So that's what happens. That's what happens. And it's not selfish to love yourself. It's not selfish to take care of yourself. I used to be a flight attendant, and I remember doing, these were manual demos in those days. We didn't have the screen. So we used to actually, show people what to do. And it's always put on your oxygen mask before you can help the person sitting beside you. For a
absolutely,
reason. For a reason,
right.
right? Because you make that person so dependent on you, and then you don't make it alive. What, you're both gone, right? So, simple logic.
Yes, you first need to help yourself, only then you can help others. And you need to love yourself, only then you can love others. If you don't love yourself, you do not have a good relationship with yourself, how can you have a good
That's right.
relationship with anyone else? That's so true. And this is the thing which it's more of ignorance, I believe, naturally, because the society is conditioned in a complete different manner altogether. So whatever we constantly hear, we imbibe those values and those emotions, and we lead our lives just in that rat race because we are
Yeah,
not aware.
I got that. Or it's just like we want to kind of fall into like a certain bracket, or like this is what people expect of us, or we're Indian women, so this is what we have to do. How can we eat before our children eat? Your kids are
Yes,
at school, you're not going to wait till 3 o'clock. I mean, think about it. You woke up earlier, you've done stuff
yes,
earlier, so your body needs to be fueled.
yes,
It's okay, eat
absolutely.
again with them. I mean, I understand. Okay, so eat again with them, but just eat something before they come home from school. You don't have to wait.
Yes,
So it's just this thing of what will people say that also kind of gets to us. And I realized this, and it's so much fun because people will talk. They'll talk anyway, right? They will talk anyway.
Anyway,
They
yes.
But that's only till they have something new to talk about, and then you're forgotten.
Right. Absolutely. Who remembers you? I mean, till the time, you do something great, who remembers? They just have to talk. It's for fun, nothing else.
Yeah, but it's sad because they don't realize that you could be damaging somebody else, and that's really sad. I mean, that's sad. My thing is, just throw positive energy out there, throw positivity out there, be nice, be kind. That's all the universe wants from you. That's
Yes.
all the universe wants from you. I mean, every single religion will tell you exactly the same thing
Yes.
in a different language,
Totally.
in a different setting. Yeah,
Totally.
depending on where the religion originated. But it's
Yes.
the same message that's being given to us. I just wish people would sit up and realize that we're all speaking the same language here.
Yes. One is to evolve yourself, and second is to contribute to other people's happiness. I think, these are the absolute eternal truth why we are here, the biggest purpose of our lives.
And by being happy, sometimes it's not like, hey, Anshu, I'm going to make you happy. Now, what is that? So, by me being happy and me emanating positivity, I don't mean like, you know, I don't mean when you're down and depressed and someone says, hey, be positive. I know you just want to smack them right then and there and say, like, don't give me that right now. But
Yeah.
basically, your energy, you sort of bring that person out of what they're feeling
Yes. Yes.
without really saying, hey, be positive. It's so easy.
Right, right. Not giving gyan actually, rather be there for them and give that positive energy to them.
That's right. That's right. That is what will help.
Yes. Yes.
Empathy, not sympathy.
Yes. So, Natalie, again, I mean, again, the same thing. You have a very hectic schedule and everything, and you have kept yourself so fit. I agree, the audience gives you that energy, but still, you need to have a basic foundation for yourself. So now, a lot of people say that we don't have time to work out, we don't have time to eat nutritious food. All we can have is fast food. All we can have is, a hectic lifestyle on the go. We are always on the run, we cannot do anything. So first of all, I want you to share how you manage your workout and your nutrition part, and then you can share with the audience as to what are the hacks that you probably might have inculcated in your life.
Okay, simple. We don't have time, we don't have energy, we don't have, but we do have choices. So if you decide you want to do something, it's like I learned from my brother-in-law, you put the cart before the horse. So,
Yes.
just like if it's a work meeting, I tell somebody, okay, I will be there, and you'll make time for it because you know it's work and it's kind of generating money, etc. But with a friend, you will say, I don't have time, and then you never have time. But sometimes, if you commit to something, you will find a way to do it. So, one major trick is that I write everything down, like
Hmm.
everything, and I have like little, yeah. So So it's called me old fashioned, but when you write something down, then there's accountability. And then you know you have to do it. So right from, okay, this is my workout for tomorrow, my personal workout, because when I train, that's not my workout. That's for my
Right.
students. That's for me.
Right.
So my personal workout, the idea is to plan. If I can do it and I'm cooking and I'm cleaning and I have two teenage boys, you can do it. I mean, you as in anybody can do it. It's a question of choices. It's a question of prioritizing you and your health. Um, it's a question of sort of working around and doing something that you can be consistent with. I'm not somebody who promotes, and no nutritionist and no dietitian will ever promote a particular diet. Reason being, you cannot be consistent with it.
Hmm.
And if, I've heard people saying, I'm going to lose weight, I'm on a low carb diet. And I'm like, why? Do you know that carbs, for example, I know I'm whatever giving a little gyan here, but carbs are 4 calories per gram. Fats are nine
Right.
calories per gram. So where's the logic there? Or I'm going off sugar, but I'm having brown sugar. Why? It's the same number of calories. Are you diabetic? These are like little questions we don't ask ourselves, but we just blindly follow fads. Coming back to how I manage, I plan. I plan everything. So it's like workout, meals for the day. I don't waste time. It's like when my onions are frying, then I'm chopping the tomatoes to put them in next. So it's basically not wasting time, planning everything in your head, writing it down, and then actually going and doing it. It just saves you so much time. So I have like 3 meals, the kids in mind, like because I eat slightly differently sometimes from them.
Hmm.
3 meals planned, cooked in like 1.5, 2 hours, and my day's done.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's not just about, as I said, a diet, it's about a lifestyle change. So make your everyday healthier. Do things you can be consistent with. Cut down a little bit on fats. You don't need butter. Replace it or replace regular cooking oil with olive oil. Two things will happen. You'll use less because it's more expensive
Yes.
and with a better
Correct.
origin. So you're sort of gaining both ways. Less spices, less. There's so many things that we can do. Just like it's called navigating diets. I've heard people saying, I'm going out for a wedding, so of course I'm going to eat and of course I'm going to gain weight. I'm going to start my diet post wedding season, and I'm thinking, why start today? So what if you? So this is how you can work around it. So you're going for a wedding. You know that as soon as you go there, you can't say, hey, where's the buffet? I want to eat right now. So what
Hmm.
you do is, and that's when you're like really, really hungry and you tend to binge. It's like when you're hungry, you don't want your grilled vegetables. No, you want a full plate of biryani.
Yes.
So the idea is to eat a high protein snack before you leave the house.
Hmm.
So you're not really hungry when you go there. And then when you do have to serve yourself, you can just choose the healthier options. And very soon it sort of becomes, it takes 21 days to build a habit. So very soon this kind of becomes a habit. And then it becomes your lifestyle. Honestly speaking, my kids who are teenage boys, who normally you'd see teenage boys heading straight to a McDonald's or a Burger King. But
Right.
these were like, Mom, we think you've spoiled us. This was during lockdown where they had to eat what I was cooking. And they said, Mom,
Right.
we think you've spoiled us. We can't eat out anymore. So
That's
there
so
you go.
sweet.
No,
Beautiful.
but it's so doable. It is so doable. It's just plan, get non-stick cookware, and you're great to go.
So, how long do you work out every single day? What's the minimum time that you keep for yourself to work out?
Um, so an hour is the max. Well, at the most, but it's not like I am working out for an hour. And maybe that's just me time. I maybe just my workout may just be 15 minutes one day,
Hmm.
and I'm sort of like collecting my thoughts, or I'm meditating, or my workout may be 45 minutes, and I'm like absorbing my workout for the next 15 minutes. And I think mindfulness is just so important because when you actually picture or visualize something before you do it, you can just perform it so much better.
Yes, that's so true.
Yeah, it's quality over quantity. That's what I tell my students as well.
Hmm.
To be a little technical, a lot of people come and say, we just did a 1 hour hit workout. And I'm thinking, hit is high intensity interval training. That is not physically possible. Yeah, we did it. We were like huffing and puffing. I said, no, what you did was a high effort workout, not a high intensity workout, because your body does not allow you to work out at that rate.
Right.
There's going to
Ab-
be muscle compromise or something for an hour. Like it's
Right.
just not possible. A yoga
Yes.
session for an hour, 2 hours, yes. A hit class,
Yes.
no, boss. Who you fooling? Or who's your trainer
Yes.
for?
Yeah. That's so true. So,
So yeah.
do you do some varieties or and I mean, for
I do.
my audience, I'm asking this question as to how many days in a week and what's the minimum duration we should work out. If suppose they are doing yoga one day, maybe they are going for a jog the other day, and so if they are having variety of 3 4 kinds, and what's the minimum duration they should maintain, and how many days in a week?
I would say don't be too rigid. because what happens then, you start obsessing over something, and if you don't achieve what you set out to achieve, then you sort of like beat yourself up over it, and you kind of feel guilty, and that guilt will often lead to other habits like binge eating. It's okay, I didn't work out, yeah, so what if I eat an ice cream today? The reason I'm saying this is because I have been through it. It's a vicious cycle, it's a nasty vicious cycle. So don't be too hard on yourself, but yeah, mix it up, because variety is great, and it's also what your body needs.
Mm-hmm.
It's also what your body needs. And I think it's very difficult to convince people initially, because a lot of people believe that effort, or if you sweat like crazy, or because you're jumping up and down, that's a
Mm-hmm.
workout, and everything else isn't, which is not true. Because if you don't give your body time to recover, it's not going to be able to perform those kind of exercises to its maximum.
Right.
Important to mix it up. Work out thrice a week.
Mm-hmm.
Cardio is important for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Eating healthy, eating nourishing food. Nourishment is very, very important. I don't use the word diet, I use the word nourishment.
Right.
Because it's not just how much you eat. Yes, you can't have like an extreme calorie deficit, but it's also what you eat. Eat good food.
Yes. That's so important because we get our energy from there, all our nutrition and energy. And finally, we are beings of energy. We require
Absolutely.
that.
You are what you eat. You are what you
Yes.
eat. I mean, if
Yes.
you know coming back to this no carbs, and the reason I'm saying it is because we are live and because people are watching us. I
Yes.
want to tell people out there that carbs are just so important for you, because they are the main source of energy. So at a gym where I used to just take Zumba classes at this gym like a couple of years ago, and then people used to come to me and say, our personal trainers asked us not to do Zumba because they said we lose muscle mass. And I was like, hang on, you will lose muscle mass
Mm-hmm.
only if only if you're only doing cardio and you're not eating carbs, because then your body is going to start using the protein stores to sort of like generate that energy. But if you have enough carbs, there's no need. And if you which is why resistance training or strength training is also important, because it helps to preserve muscle.
Right.
So there are three macronutrients, you need them all. You also need good fats are also important, because fats kind of help us to absorb certain vitamins. There are
Mm.
certain fat absorbent vitamins, and if we don't have fats in our body, those vitamins are just going to sort of bypass the whole body and just be passed out. So we need
Right.
them all. I would not say eliminate one macronutrient from your diet. No, you need them all.
Yes.
You need
Yeah,
them
I
all.
know. I mean, people tend to choose the fat-free thing over a fat-free milk and whatnot, and they think they are doing the right thing. Nowadays, I hear in most of the houses, children do not want to have ghee. They do not want to, have butter, and they are like, no, 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 no. Give me, that rukha wala chapati, and don't put any ghee on that. And I'm like, no, this is wrong information. What you're going after is completely untrue.
See, my thing would be you do everything, but do it in moderation, so that you
Moderation.
don't feel the need to binge. Yeah, just because you're craving something, okay, you're craving that chocolate dessert, eat a little bit. Actually, you're just craving that little bit.
Yes.
You're not craving the whole thing. The rest you're eating just because you think, okay, I need to finish it now that I started it. No, just eat
Right.
that little bit and you're good to go. So, there's no need to overdo something, but at the same time, there's no need to sort of deny yourself something.
Deny yourself. Yes. Yes. Everything can be done in moderation till the time you know what you're doing.
Exactly. I mean, I remember years and years and years ago, I had this co-worker, and she had come down from 86 kilos to like 42 kilos
Mm-hmm.
in 6 months. And she
Right.
wasn't eating anything, but she was such a crab. She was like grumpy all the time. And one day I was like, can you just chill? And she's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I said, you need to eat chocolate.
Right. Just
You
to
know,
lift you up at least, so you're not
no,
so grumpy anymore.
so don't deprive yourself. And actually, she wasn't exercising. She wasn't exercising at all. So the fat loss it wasn't really fat loss, it was just calorie deficit, which is why she was losing that much weight. But to lose that much weight, you can imagine how many calories less she was consuming. So what was going on in her body, what was going on in her mind. Glucose is also the primary thing that our brain feeds on. So if
Yes.
there's no glucose in the body, if there's no sugar, there are no carbs. So
Yes.
carbs break down into glucose. So if that's not in the body, your brain's not working, boss.
Right. As simple as that. It's
Yeah.
all commonsensical. It's just that, till the time we don't stop running after these fad diets and, whatever media kind of brings on to us, we just grab it up as if, we were just hungry for that. Till the time we don't apply our own common sense, nothing is going to work.
That's
We
right.
need,
Or just because everybody else is doing it. So I've had people say, "Oh, I'm on a gluten-free diet." I'm like, "Why are you gluten intolerant?" Only 5% of people in the world are gluten intolerant. Why
gluten.
the rest of
Yes.
us going gluten-free? Like,
Yes. That's so true.
so
Again,
I
that's a
eat
fad.
everything. Yeah, I eat
Yes.
everything. It's just a healthier version. So even if you have to eat something, eat it. Make sure it's wholesome. For example, a lot of people believe that brown rice will make you lose weight. Okay, the truth is, brown rice, white rice, both carbs, right? Both have exactly the same amount of calories
Right.
in the same quantities. But what happens is brown rice is more wholesome, it's more nutritious because it's not
Yes.
polished. There's
Correct.
more fiber. There's more
Yes.
fiber, so it's better for you that way. That's
Yes.
one. Two is because of the fiber, it will fill you if you eat slowly.
Yes. If you
It'll
eat slowly, that's the
yeah,
thing.
it'll fill you more and you'll
Yes.
end up eating less. So that way it will help you. But it's not like by eating so much dark chocolate or by eating so much brown rice, I'm going to actually lose weight. Like, how? You
Yes.
know? Yeah, there's this other thing. Dark chocolate is good for you, so I'm going to eat a whole slab. Excuse me.
Yeah. Again, you're overdoing the stuff, basically. Yeah.
So oftentimes when we think something is good for us or it's less calories, we tend to do more of it. I know people who live on diet coke. I can't drink that stuff. I just can't. It just does such crazy
It
things.
has been proved to be acidic, Natalie. It has been proved now that it
Uh,
is so acidic and it's really bad for us. It's really,
it's
really bad for us. I think
so hard.
I had heard Amitabh Bachchan used to promote that, and then he had issue with his liver. I think he had a liver transplant. I'm not sure, and that was when he stopped doing the ads for them, and he was doing ads for them earlier to that.
Okay,
So
so
this is something, yeah.
I didn't want to go on that tangent, but quite honestly, I think my take with people who endorse products is that you need to do your background check. Like,
Yes,
Pierce Brosnan cannot say, "I did not know I was promoting chewing tobacco." You have to do. You're taking the money, boss. You do your background check, not only
yeah.
after it affects you, but also because there are so many people who are looking up to you,
You're a role
idolizing
model.
you.
Yes,
You're a
absolutely.
role
You're a role
model.
model. Yeah.
So,
And
Shah
people
Rukh
believe
Khan,
that you are actually using that product. People think so.
so don't make fools of people because they are idolizing you. They are looking up to you. So you owe it to them to be more responsible.
More responsible. Yes.
Shah Rukh Khan smoking in public, not cool.
Yes.
Not cool.
I agree. I agree. Totally. Right.
Not judging, but do what you want. Just know that there are little minds, younger people who want to be cool like you. So they're gonna do
You.
what you do. They're gonna mimic you. So I know it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure on these superstars and stuff like that. But that comes with a price. It
Yes.
comes with a price. It's not easy.
Definitely.
So
Wonderful, Natalie. So it was a fantastic conversation. And the last and final thing I want to ask you is, being a woman, as a woman, what is the one message you would like to give to another woman? And plus, being a woman, what is the one message that you would like to give to men? What's your message for both? Of course,
okay.
separate. Yeah.
Separate. Okay. Um, Being a woman, and I tell my students this all the time, know that you are so special and you have a superpower. And that is you're a woman. You are capable of, if you're capable of creation, you are capable of anything. Your powers are limitless, they're selfless, they're boundless. Lift each other up and thrive on that. Like literally thrive on that. Mirror, be there for other women, be there for your men too. Thank you, Sanvi. Just be there. Just be there for each other. Don't bring another woman down. Always say, I mean, that's what I do. I always say, I'm a woman. I will stand up for the woman because I know how much we go through. I know what
Yes.
we go through. It's not like, okay, this is sort of for both women and men. It's not like I'm a man hater. No, I'm not. But it's just that being a woman, I kind of know that we sort of take on a lot more responsibilities
Correct.
and a lot
Absolutely.
without, it's just there. We may not be, especially in India, we have like a different sort of a role,
Yes.
and don't let stereotypes sort of hold you back from doing and achieving what you want to do and what you want to achieve, because the sky is the limit. The sky is
Sky
the
is the
limit.
limit.
I mean,
Absolutely.
hopefully one day we're all going to walk around with these tattoos and go like, we got this, woman power.
Yeah.
For the men, just be a little sensitive towards your women. Just be sensitive towards women in general, your wives, your spouses, your girlfriends, your daughters, your mothers. Just be there. I know there are women, a lot of women who, like me, who kind of used to hide behind this, I want to be independent. True, we want to be independent, but that doesn't stop you from opening a door or sending somebody a rose or a chocolate.
Absolutely. Just because a woman is independent does not mean she does not want to get pampered by you or cared by you. She
Oh,
always,
baby.
yes, she always looks for these small, small things. She does not want big jewels from you. But if you just give her a rose, a red rose for 5 rupees, you can buy her a rose and, just open the doors for her, pull out the chairs for her. I think it makes her
Appreciation.
feel special.
Appreciation. That was a great meal. Or you look
Yes.
great today. Sometimes, like we discussed this before, it's not like a million people can tell you you're looking great and you're looking awesome and that's a beautiful dress. But if the one person that you want to hear it from doesn't say it to you, that can, like, all those million people really, they could have said it, but it fell on deaf ears.
Yes.
So appreciate the woman in your life. Really appreciate the woman in your life and let her know that you appreciate her. It's not,
Yes.
I mean, I know as men, a lot of you just assume that, she knows. No, she doesn't. Or even if she does, she needs to hear it.
She needs to hear it. Women are like that. We just like hearing this.
It's
We might know,
affirmation.
but we need hearing. Yes. Wow. Such an awesome conversation I had with you, Natalie. And thank you so much. You have added tremendous value to everyone and all privilege to have you here.
My pleasure. Pleasure's all mine. I'm just glad I could reach out to so many people.
Wonderful. I
Thank you
wish
so
you all
much.
the luck in your life and all the best in going limitless.
Thank you. Thank you. If anyone wants to reach out to me, I'm on Instagram, on Facebook. My page is Zumba and Fitness with Natalie. On Instagram, I'm Fit by Natalie or Natalie Pote 1204. Reach out to me. I'm not a professional counselor, etc., 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 but I will listen.
Yes, I've shared your
I will
Instagram
listen.
handles with the audience. They already have it with them. So I'm sure they will check it out and they would
Especially,
be, yeah,
yeah, I will
they would be
listen.
getting in touch. Yes, yes, they would reach out. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure
My
having you here.
pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you. Bye bye. Hey, people, I hope you had a fantastic time as always. And we are beings of energy. And fitness and nutrition is something which is very, very important, drastically important. Let's make time to keep ourselves fit and in high energy, because high energy also means high quality of life, high relationship quality, and loads of money. So, yet again, on next Wednesday, I'll be coming with another fabulous guest to you. I'll see you once again. Have a great week ahead. Bye bye.